Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast special edition show, the NBA Draft Recap Show, where I go through all the picks in the NBA Draft, give out a grade, and talk about the picks a little bit. We'll start at the very top. Number 1, the Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero, power forward out of Duke. I give them an A. They couldn't go wrong here with Banchero. I personally think that I thought he was the second best player in the draft behind Chet Holmgren. But I was surprised around the way with Banchero. Everybody and their mother thought it was going to be Jabari Smith. So no wonder they saw the odds go from 16-1 to 4-1 the other day. So solid pick for Orlando. I think Paolo will fit nicely with their current young core. Oklahoma City at 2 takes Chet Holmgren, the power forward center from Gonzaga. That's an A-plus pick. Holmgren, I think, will fit really nice with Shai Alexander and Josh Giddey. So I think that's an excellent choice by OKC. Number 3, the Houston Rockets take Jabari Smith, the power forward from Auburn. Houston gets an A. I would have liked it if they went for Banchero or Chet and moved up, but you can't go wrong by going with Jabari Smith either. I think Smith will fit nicely with Jalen Green on the Rockets. The Sacramento Kings at number 4 go with Keegan Murray, the power forward from Iowa. Well, this is a C+. I'm sorry. Keegan Murray's not a bad player, and he might be a good pro, but the Kings could have traded down and got Keegan Murray. There's been teams dying to move up to get Jaden Ivey, but Sacramento just was enamored over Keegan Murray so much. So that's the only reason why they could have done better. Number 5, the Detroit Pistons go with Jaden Ivey, the shooting guard out of Purdue. They get an A+. He fell right into their laps. Ivey and Cade Cunningham together, I think, would be really dynamic. So I give Detroit an A+ for that. Indiana at 6 goes with Benedict Mathurin, the wing from Arizona. I give them an A. I like Mathurin a lot. Highly touted player. I like the thought with him with Tyrese Halliburton. The Portland Trailblazers at 7 go with Shaedon Sharpe, the shooting guard out of Kentucky. I give them an A. I like Shaedon Sharpe more than most. I think he should have gone around 5, 6, 7. So good job on Portland. Number 8, the New Orleans Pelicans goes with Dyson Daniels, the guard out of the G League Ignite. I don't like Dyson Daniels as much as everybody else, but he's been getting some high buzz. So I'm going to give this pick a B, only because of the late hype that Daniels was getting. I'm not the biggest Daniels fan, that's why I give it a B. But God forbid if the Pistons, the Pacers, or Portland took him, the grade would have been lowered at a B. Number 9, the San Antonio Spurs, Jeremy Shane, power forward from the Spurs. From Baylor. The Spurs are getting an A. That was an excellent pick by them. Shane's a really good player on a team that was really good in the first half of the college season. So I love that pick for San Antonio. Number 10, the Washington Wizards go with Johnny Davis, the shooting guard out of Wisconsin. I give them an A. A lot of people thought that this is where the Wizards were going to go. So I'm going to give them an A with this pick. Whether Beal's still on the team or not, I still think this is a good pick for Washington. So the Knicks originally had 11, but they traded the pick to Oklahoma City in what turned out to be a pretty large trade, as the Knicks get back 3 protected 2023 picks. And then one of them they are going to trade away in a 3-team deal with Charlotte and the Pistons involved. So the pick for what turned out to be the Thunder was Osemi Deng, the French forward from the New Zealand Breakers. I don't like this for OKC at all. Not at all. They trade up one spot and give up all these assets for a guy that I don't think should have been a lottery pick. And dang. I'm giving them a D for that. If they moved up higher, it could have been an F. But I think Deng should have gone maybe 13, 14, 15. Even, 15 would have been good for him, not lottery. I just don't think Deng's worth the lottery pick. So I thought that was a bad trade for OKC, but I could be proven wrong and Deng could turn out to be a star, but that was a lot to give up for Deng. And I think the protected picks that the Knicks got are from various teams, including the Thunder. But the Thunder's is probably very heavy protected, like top 5 protected. I don't think the Thunder, I think there is a possibility of them being one of the worst 5 teams, but if it's top 3 protected, then I think it's a win for the Knicks. But I don't know the protections on the deal on the top of my head quite yet, but it'll leak out eventually. Number 12, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Again, go with Jalen Williams. A lot of people thought this pick was in the Knicks trade. The fast-rising prospect from Santa Clara. I give this pick a B-. I think that Williams should have gone in the 16, the same range as Deng, but I think Williams is a better prospect than Deng. And I like Williams a lot, but I think 12's a little high for him. Number 13, the Charlotte Hornets, who are trading this pick to the Pistons, go with Jalen Durant from Memphis. So the grade for Detroit is going to be an A+, again. So getting back in the lottery, and they're giving up a future first that's going to either Charlotte or New York in the deal. So Durant and Jalen Ivey with Cade. I think that is a major win for Detroit. So I'm giving them an A+. And that 3-way deal is pretty complicated as well. We'll get into some of the draft trades in the regular show. 14, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Ochai Agbaji, the shooting guard out of Kansas. I give them an A. This was the projected pick the whole way for Cleveland. I like Agbaji on that team coming off the bench. 15, the Charlotte Hornets from the New Orleans Pelicans. Mark Williams, the center from Duke. That's an A pick for Charlotte. And I'm going to put a plus after it too. Waiting for 15 to draft the center. And Mark Williams went where he should have gone. So I'm going to give Charlotte an A+ for waiting to draft the center, although they did trade away their own pick, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I think it's just important that they fill the position of need. 16, the Atlanta Hawks. AJ Griffin, small forward Duke, A+. I mean, that's a steal. AJ Griffin should have been in the lottery. Honestly, I would have been okay if the Knicks kept their pick and went with AJ Griffin. So, I know they were offered a lot of stuff from Oklahoma City, and they're probably intrigued by that. But I think the Hawks got themselves a really good player with Griffin. And I think that OKC and Charlotte missed out on an opportunity too, not just New York. And even you could talk me into the Wizards and the Spurs as well in terms of a missed opportunity. So many teams missed out on this kid. I think he's going to be a good player. 17, the Houston Rockets from the Brooklyn Nets. Tari Eason, power forward, LSU. This is another A pick. I love this pick for Houston. I like Easton a lot. He could be a bench guy, really solid player. 18, the Chicago Bulls. Dalen Terry, the shooting guard from Arizona. I'm going to give this pick a B+. I think Terry should have gone a little later than this. But potential long-term need here, considering Zach LaVine's future. Number 19, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Jake LaRavia, the small forward from Wake. I think this was a reach. But it wasn't for Minnesota, it was for Memphis, because Memphis traded up. But they didn't announce the deal. Memphis is getting this pick ultimately. I think this is awful by Memphis. They could have gotten LaRavia at 29. Or maybe Golden State would have taken him and they could have got him at 22. Or he could have traded back from 22 to get him. I think it's ridiculous. So I'm going to give the Grizzlies a grade of a C-. I don't think this is as crazy as Dieng for OKC. But they could have waited. I don't think he would have gone that high. In part with these grades is where I feel the value is. Not necessarily the player. And giving up future assets. And that's why I gave OKC a poor grade for the Dieng trade because of giving up the 3 picks to New York. So New York could potentially make themselves better and sign a free agent point guard. Number 20, the San Antonio Spurs from the Toronto Raptors. How'd they get that pick? Oh, the Dragic salary dump. That's right. So, with this pick, the Spurs get Malachi Branham, the shooting guard from Ohio State. Great pick for San Antonio. That's an A+. Branham, I think, should have gone in the teens, like in that Atlanta, Houston kind of range. So, I think the Spurs got themselves a really good player with this pick. So, him and Shane, I think the Spurs did themselves a fabulous job. Number 21, the Denver Nuggets. Christian Braun, the shooting guard out of Kansas. This pick is getting a B-. I think Braun should have gone at the end of the first round. He's a nice player, but I think that he should have gone lower than this. Number 22, the Memphis Grizzlies from the Utah Jazz, which is ultimately the Timberwolves pick. Walker Kessler, the center out of Auburn. I'm giving this pick an A-. Right around the range that Kessler should go in my opinion. I like the fit of Kessler on Minnesota next to Towns. But I think Kessler will come off the bench for that team. 23, the Philadelphia 76ers. They trade the pick to Memphis. They pretty much dumped this pick. Kind of like how the Knicks, in theory, dumped their pick. But the Knicks got a lot of future stuff back, to be fair. But Philly got back DeAnthony Melton. We'll talk about that in the regular show. So Memphis takes David Roddy, the forward from Colorado State. I don't like this pick from Memphis either. Giving it a B-. I think Roddy should have been an early second. Nice player, can shoot the 3, but probably should have been a second-round pick. Number 24, the Milwaukee Bucks. It looks like this pick's going to Houston. So, Margin Beecham, the guard from G League Ignite. This pick is getting an A. I think this is where Beecham should have been picked. Has a lot of upside, but we'll see. Number 25, the San Antonio Spurs from the Boston Celtics. Blake Wesley, the guard out of Notre Dame. Wesley, this pick is getting a B+. I think Wesley should have been on the first, potentially early second. He's a good shooter, but he's not great defensively. I mean, there's some other guys I would have liked for the Spurs there. 26, the Houston Rockets from the Dallas Mavericks. Wendell Moore, small forward, Duke. Excellent pick, A+. I love this pick for the Rockets. I like Wendell Moore a lot. He has a lot of talent. Number 27, the Miami Heat. Nikola Jovic, the forward from Serbia. I'm giving this pick an A+. I love this pick for Miami. Absolutely love it. And I think Jovic could be a really prolific three-point shooter. I think Jovic should have gone the teens. He should have gone like in that Bulls, Rockets, Hawks sort of range. Number 28, the Golden State Warriors. Patrick Baldwin Jr., power forward, Milwaukee. I give the Warriors a B for this pick. I think Baldwin should have been a second underachieving player in college. Played for his dad. Number 29, the Memphis Grizzlies. This is actually Minnesota's pick. Ty Washington, point guard out of Kentucky. A+. Ty falling this far, A+. Minnesota got themselves a really good player there. And a potential long-term replacement for D'Angelo Russell. And the end of the first round, number 30, the getting this pick is the Nuggets from the Thunder via Phoenix. Peyton Watson, small forward, UCLA. I'm giving this pick a C. I think Watson should have gone in the second round. I like Watson too. He has a lot of potential. But I just think there are better options on the board for Denver. All right, rapid fire, second round. 31, Andrew Nembron, the point guard from Gonzaga. Looks like this is Indiana's pick. Some of these are trades, so and unreported trades or trades that are not listed on here. So I'm not really going to go through the teams. 32 is Caleb Houston out of Michigan. Good pick. 33, Christian Koloko, the big man out of Arizona. Solid pick. 34, Jalen Williams, the power forward from Arkansas. So the other Jalen Williams. Okay pick. 35, the Lakers got this pick. Max Christie from Michigan State. Yeah. Or no, Orlando. I thought the Lakers were the team that picked. So, oh wait, this was the Lakers pick. That's what I thought. 36, Gabriel Procida, the wing out of Italy. 27, this is the steal right here for Sacramento, who was dumb and traded the pick to Dallas. Should have just kept the pick, Sacramento. Dallas, Jaden Hardy from G League Ignite falls to the second round. What a steal for Dallas. And going 38, Kennedy Chandler, the point guard out of Tennessee. So, this is going to the Spurs. So, what a pick for them. 39, Khalifa Diop, the center from Senegal. 40, Bryce McGowens, the shooting guard from Nebraska. 41, talk about another steal here. E.J. Little, the power forward from Ohio State, going 41. He should have been a first rounder. 42, Trevor Keels, the shooting guard from Duke. 43 to Los Angeles Clippers. Moussa Diabate, the power forward from France, from Michigan. 44, Ryan Rollins, the shooting guard from Toledo. And Golden State actually got that pick. 45, Josh Minot, the small forward from Memphis. 46, Ismail Kamagate, the center from France, the French center. 47, Vince Williams Jr., the wing from VCU. And here's another steal. 48, Kendall Brown, the forward out of Baylor. What an excellent pick for Minnesota. Minnesota had a good day yesterday. 49, Isaiah Mobley, the power forward from USC. So the brother of Evan Mobley. So that's pretty cool. That he's drafted by the Cavaliers, which is awesome. 50. Matteo Spagnolo, the Italian shooting guard. 51. Tyrese Martin, shooting guard out of UConn. 52. Karlo Matkovic, the Serbian center. 53. J.D. Davison, the point guard out of Alabama. 54. Yannick Nzosa, the center out of Spain. 55. Guy Santos, the small forward out of Brazil. 56. Luke Travers, the shooting guard from Australia. 57. Jabari Walker, power forward from Colorado. And 58. Hugo Basson, the French point guard. And 2 picks were forfeited. Milwaukee had the forfeit due to tampering, as did Miami. So that's the draft recap. Winners and losers, just on the top of my head. Winners, Dallas getting back in there and getting Jaden Harvey. Minnesota's a winner. I think they had a really interesting draft, getting those 2 picks from Memphis and getting Kendall Brown. I think they did tremendous. I think Detroit's a monstrous winner. Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren, I think they did outstanding. I think the Spurs are a winner. Jeremy Schoen and Malachi Branham. OKC. I don't know if I really would consider him a huge winner because they trade a lot of future assets for an unknown in Dieng. But landing Chet is a pretty big win. So they're an honorable mention winner. I think despite not going as planned, I think the Rockets have to be mentioned as a team that did well. Losers. I mean, there's a couple obvious ones. I think the Sacramento Kings are the biggest loser. They should have traded down and let somebody trade up for Jaden Ivey and overpay. They screwed that up, I think. Another loser is the New York Knicks, but that could change if they get that point guard in free agency, whether that's Jalen Brunson or somebody else. I mean, Kyrie Irving, I don't think it's going to be it. I think that is a long shot. I don't think the Knicks want Kyrie Irving. They saw the bullshit that went down in Brooklyn. So, I don't think they want Kyrie Irving. A lot of people are throwing him out there, but I think it's really for Jalen Brunson, who is an excellent young point guard who fits the Knicks timeline. So, they're a loser for the draft because they traded out of the draft, and I think they missed on some opportunities. But OKC came in with a boatload of picks, so I understand the temptation for that. But I still consider them a loser of the draft. The Memphis Grizzlies, to me, are a loser. Trading up for Jake LaRavia, meanwhile, you could have gotten him at 22 or traded back for him. So I think they're a loser. Another loser is the Clippers because they didn't have a first-round pick. So that's another loser. I think another loser is Philly because they could have just stayed in the first round and got somebody good that could have helped them next year. Instead, they trade the pick to Memphis for DeAnthony Melton, who I think could help them. But I think that there are some more interesting options for them. But they can make up for it in free agency, just like I think the Knicks can make up for it and some other teams. Another big loser, the Brooklyn Nets. I'm sorry. They had no picks, and apparently Kevin Durant wants out. So the Brooklyn Nets might be the biggest loser other than Sacramento. But as far as I'm concerned, Kevin Durant doesn't want out. So, but still, the Brooklyn Nets are a loser because they didn't have a pick. Another loser, the Los Angeles Lakers. I know they got a pick, but they could have gotten Jaden Hardy. They could have gotten Kennedy Chandler. there's some other guys I think that could have helped the Lakers this upcoming season. So I think the Lakers are a loser here. So there you have it for the 2022 NBA Draft Recap Show. I'll be back with the regular show in a moment, as I'll start recording that in a moment. So, hope you guys enjoyed this.